You're listening to Real Coaching Radio, building a positive network.
You want me to answer that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why people do the things that they do.
Is part of that discovery, what you take him through, is to answer that question, why do I do what I do? Or is not part of it?
When I work with someone, they want, if they're asking me a question of why do I do what it is that I do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
why do I do what I do?
Well,
so let me give you a personal example. Is that okay?
Sure.
So when I was in the part of my life when I wasn't awake, I abused myself. I abused myself in several ways. One through, several addictions. Okay, and until I lost everything, I was one of those stubborn people, and I think there are a lot of these stubborn people on the planet. I wasn't willing to listen until I basically lost it all. I lost my family, I lost my marriage, I lost my kids, I lost everything I ever accumulated. It was all gone. Then all of a sudden, I said, oh, interesting. So what do I have to do with this? Like, what is it about me that created this? Does that make sense, Karis?
Yeah. So going back to our previous discussion about, our parents when we come into this earth plane, it's because, okay, when you come into this earth as a little baby, you're pure and innocent and you're very open. And what happens is that you come into this world with imprinting that's ancestral, genetic, and from both of your parents. Okay? So you're coming in with stuff that's not even yours to begin with. Then when you go through the stages of, or cycles of development, from childhood to adulthood, you're being imprinted all along the way. What from your parents, social conditioning and belief systems are imprinted on you, your societal imprinting, institutional imprinting from schools that you've gone to, whatever. And so what happens is that you get all this imprinting, and then as we're going along, we're not taught to have our emotions. And so what happens is that we become adults, and we've got all this imprinting and all this emotional baggage that we're carrying from our ancestors, from our genetics, and from both our parent and then our upbringing. And it's just so overwhelming for people. Everything about this physical world system that we live in is incongruent with the truth of who we are, which is unconditional love. And so the place in which we get to in terms of addictions and feeling all this pain and suffering is because the world we live in is incongruent with who we are. And the pain and suffering is a call to wake up. It's a call for us to take action. And unfortunately, for a lot of people, it becomes very destructive, like yourself, where you lost your family and because you weren't able to get to a place where you could work through your addictions and still be in your relationships. Then they were destroyed, and was probably after you left your relationships when you started to do the real work, because you woke up to the fact that this was not working. And unfortunately, it's our relationships that show us the biggest areas in which we need to heal ourselves. Mm-hmm. So with regards to your addictions, you have to be able to do that inner work, and a lot of the work that I do with clients is working on their core themes. And I do what is called the ripple effects resilience healing technique. And I do this at a distance. I have clients, all over the world. And what I do with them is I work on core themes of their life, patterns or beliefs that they have about their childhood that keep recurring over and over and over again. Because why? they have not been able to release the emotions around them. So we do what is called a release technique. I work with them. And we don't release all the core themes at once. We do one at a time, and maybe they'll take a break for a few weeks or a month, and then they come back and they want to do more. But that's the real work. Unless you are able to release the core themes that keep running your life, and the triggers that keep you keep reacting to by your response to others in your life on a daily basis, then you're not going to be free.
That's fascinating, Karis, because that's something that I've been practicing for many, many years. I call it core issue work.
You're listening to Real Coaching Radio, building a positive network.